actually. Tuxedo Sessions is the name of the album. Every now and then you might hear a doorbell. I'm not going to play it off, but I'm going to tell you why. Because it's popping up over here at WHPR. There's business happening over here at WHPR. Folks are coming and going. Because why? It's a successful business. So, of course, folks going to ring the doorbell. But don't pay any attention to that. Let us continue. So anyway, you are watching Made in Detroit, where we play music by Detroiters. We have guests by Detroit entrepreneurs. And listen, I want to play your music. I want to play your music. So if you have radio-ready music and you are in the 313, I would love, check me out, hit me up. Email me at Celeste, MUS, and the number 1 at AOL.com. Contact me. And let's talk further about the possibility of getting your music on, because hey, it's an opportunity here to show you off and play your music. If you're an instrumentalist, if you are a producer, singer, definitely contact me, Celeste MUS at AOL.com. Did I say that right? Celeste MUS with the number 1 at AOL.com. Most definitely, we always want to keep adding to our playlist. And I love the opportunity to show off the talent and the brilliance that we have here in the city. If you notice, if you listen to the music that we do here, we are very eclectic. If it's quality, one of the many things I've been blessed to do is I am a doctor of psychology, clinical, organizational, and forensic. I also have a degree in music as well, though a lot of people I sometimes forget to mention that. A lot of people don't know that. I do have a degree in music, voice performance. I've been a long-time vocal teacher, vocal coach, and I've had the privilege of teaching everyone from beginners all the way to international recording artists. What you just listened to, Painted Pictures, it's led by a group. It's led by a gentleman. The group is led by a gentleman named Malik Alston, and a lot of you know Malik Alston. He was one of my students for a minute. The Great Divinity was one of my students for a minute. So I have coached, professionals, because we're all learning and we're all growing, and even recording artists who've been out there can benefit from a little, little extra pointers and things like that. So I look for quality in the music, and I love stuff that's positive. That's my criteria. If that's there, if it's radio ready, it can be country. I want to hear some positive hip hop. I want to hear some jazz. I want to hear a little of everything, some blues. I welcome the eclectic artistry out here. So feel free, definitely contact me. All right, we are going to move on now, and we're going to listen to a couple of maybe 2-3 cuts actually from my own album. My album's called No Limits, and it was released in 2007. You can get the CD at cdbaby.com/Angela Celeste May. But before we do that, let me just run over our list one more time. We've already mentioned Divinity and J. Cross, Mr. Jeff Cross. So let's move on now to a couple more of our pearls of wisdom before we proceed. September 13th, we had Mr. Anthony White, a talented young man. He came and visited us. He's the director of Detroit Youth Concert Choir. And what I love about this young man is he's so dedicated to working with the young people. They sing everywhere, all over. They have traveled. So he's very much a mentor musically and for young people. And like myself, he promotes reading music. You don't have to be, a pro at it or anything, but definitely at the very least, get a little bit better at actually reading music. It'll take you far. And there's just a lot of benefit from it, so not always doing everything by ear. So that's Mr. Anthony White of DYC, they call it for short. You can contact him at awhitedyc@yahoo.com or 587-6088. And one more I want to mention to you, pearls of wisdom, before we move on to the next collection of songs. September 27th, we had my good friend Joan Crawford. A lot of you know Joan Crawford as a vocalist and performer, which she is, an educator as well. She is the director of the Brush Park Conservatory of Music, right in Detroit at the International Institute. She came on, and like many of our entrepreneurs, same thing as Mr. White. She very much has a love for working with young people, even though she works with all ages. And like we said before, as with myself, we very much promote learning as much as you can, being as educated as you can about your music, and that's very important. So we were so glad to have Miss Joan Crawford on, and you can contact her for more information at 313-407-8816. All right, on to my own album. The album's called No Limits, and we're going to listen to 3 songs, actually. One is called City at Sunset. It's a little short interlude, instrumental. It's written by Leon Dale May, my brother. Then we're going to go into Get Back to Love. And my sister Michelle May appears on that album. She's the leader of Musique Noire. And finally, Come Back to You. Enjoy.